everyone, wherever you may be watching me from. Welcome to another episode of Better Talk to David. Today, I want to talk about EB3, which is Employment Based Third Preference Visa. In our previous video, we talked about Employment Based Second Preference Visa National Interest Waiver, which you can file without an employer. But in this category of visa we are talking about, you need an employer to file this visa. So what is EB3 visa? EB3 is the category of visa that is open for everybody. Anyone can file EB3, provided you have an employer who wants you to come to the United States to work for him. So in EB3, you need to either apply for a job or someone invites you to accept a job in the United States because there are a shortage of employees in the United States who can fit into that position. So what are the jobs that are open to EB3? EB3 is open for skilled workers. Skilled workers can be professionals. These are people who have acquired training and education in their field of endeavor. And EB3 is also available for unskilled workers. Even if you don't have any training in your profession, you don't have any training in your field, provided the employer can establish that there are shortages of employees in the United States who are willing, able, and qualified to take that position, then you will qualify for EB3 because the employer will be able to file for you using that argument, which means EB3 is available for everyone, for professionals and for non-professionals, for skilled workers and for unskilled workers. But there are some things you need to understand about EB3, which is the technical aspect of it. For some people, EB3 can be a very easy route. For some, it may not be so easy. For an employer to file EB3 visa for you, the employer needs to file a labor certification. This labor certification is sent to the Department of Labor to show that they have tried to employ U.S. workers in that particular position, but they have been unsuccessful. So due to this, they are going outside the United States to look for someone who can fit into that position. So it is not all the time that these employers don't have someone who applies for the job. But if someone applies for the job, but the employer deemed the person to be unfit or unqualified to take that position, then the employer can offer the position to someone even outside the United States. So there are a lot of jobs that are looking for someone to fit into the job, and if they can't find anyone in the US, they go outside the US to look for someone who can take the position. Not finding someone in the US, does not mean they have searched through every state in the United States. What that only means is that they have advertised the job in uh, in the newspaper that is circulating within the jurisdiction, but they have not seen anyone who is qualified and fit to take that position. So they will be free to bring in someone from outside the United States to take the position. Now, let us talk about this technical aspect. Is it all professionals that are required to go through the process of labor certification? The answer is no. There are some professionals who don't need to go through the process of labor certification. For instance, nurses and physical therapists. They don't need to go through the process of labor certification because the United States has officially deemed the profession to need more people, to need more professionals to work in that field. And they have officially given employers the benefit of going outside the United States to employ nurses and physical therapists without even needing to apply for labor certification or getting a labor certification before they can go ahead to employ a foreign worker. They can just simply fill out the labor certification form and submit it with the employment application to bring in a foreign employee through EB-3. This EB-3 is the best option for nurses due to some technical grounds. Nurses don't need to apply for labor certification to get EB-3, but they need to have an employer who is willing to fight for them. And how do they get this? Most of these employers are staffing agency. They are out there. There are a lot of them that are willing and able to employ foreign nurses and bring them to the United States. Although the hospitals too and the medical homes in the United States can also go out there outside the United States to bring in nurses to the United States to work for them. But by practice, I can tell you that most hospitals and medical homes don't usually employ foreign nurses directly. They prefer getting nurses through agency, staffing agency that already employ the nurses and have gone through consular processing to bring in the nurses to the United States. They prefer to go directly to this agency and employ nurses from them. One of the questions I've been asked is whether someone automatically qualifies as a nurse to work in the United States. The answer is not automatic. It is based on fulfillment of some criteria. One of them is if the nurse has 2 years professional training in his home country. A nurse who has gone through School of Nursing or College of Nursing in his own country, maybe he has a bachelor's degree or at least has 2 years of professional training in his home country or his place of residence, we qualify to sit for NCLEX. If you pass the exam, then you will be able to register as a professional nurse in the United States. Once they pass that exam, there are a lot of agencies out there that are seeking for their signature just to bring them to the United States to work for hospitals in the US. This is the summary of EB3. If you have further questions to ask about EB3, you can call the number you see on the screen. Thank you for watching this episode of Better Talk to David. If you need any assistance on your asylum case, cancellation of removal, you need to file EB2, national interest waiver, you need to file EB3, EB4, EB5, or any business immigration visa, or you are trying to bring your family from outside the United States to the United States, or you are married to a US citizen or a permanent resident and you want to change your status, feel free to call my number and I will be able to assist you on your immigration journey.